Hi everyone, Claudia here from Light and Clarity. This week's Pick Your Archangel topic is what it is that you need to change or accept at the moment. So I'd like you to feel into which archangel has a message regarding what it is you need to change or accept at the moment. Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, or Archangel Haniel. For those of you who picked Archangel Michael, so please be with me while I connect for you. Thank you. So I've just got Archangel Michael coming in. Just be with me while I make the connection stronger. So Michael shows me a shifting of roads, and it's quite an abrupt shift of a path that I'm seeing. So he says you're going to be asked very quickly to make a decision, and this is the change that will be coming in. He says a lot will be asked of you and you will feel this. He says it's a change that many of you have been asking for, but you didn't expect it to come forward so abruptly towards you. Excuse me. So he says there's something in your life that hasn't been working. There's something in your life you've been holding on to for a long time. He says there is a need to accept what isn't here yet, or what has not come in, or what has not changed in terms of this regard to do with whatever this is to do with. He says some of you are, he's placing his hands on your shoulders, and he says some of you are holding your heads regarding this. He says that what is meant for you will always come forward. He says for the time being, some of you have actually let go of this particular thing. You've come to accept that it's not working out right now and you've let go of it. Others of you are still holding on quite stubbornly. These are his words. And he says there is a need to accept what is at the moment. He says as a result of this, he says that new path that will come abruptly in front of you, this is the change that you've been waiting for or looking for, or asking for to come in. He says at first some of you might be a bit when the path comes in, placing your hands over your hearts. He says you will see that in the long run, this was the change that needed to happen. And this was the change that you were ready for. He says your souls are merging more and more with you. And a lot of you are feeling the pull to go in a different direction than the one that you have been heading in or hoping for. He says courage is needed. He said stand strong in your energy field, stand strong in your auras, stand strong within your lives. Trust that what is meant to be yours will come forward. He says you have every reason to have faith and to step forward confidently and courageously. I'm going to thank Archangel Michael for coming in. Okay, as we come to the Archangel group. So whoever's chosen Archangel Gabriel, please be with me. Thank you. So he shows me that there's a heightened road that is actually come in already for some of you. For others of you, it's just about on the brink of coming in. He showed me like a relief in your breathing. As this heightened road comes in, you step up and onto it. He says some of you have been quite angry to do with situations that have not gone away, or do with people in particular to do with these situations. He says some of you have felt quite unjustly done by, that this was not your fault, this was not your doing, even though others were making you feel it was you and putting it on you, or allowing you to be some sort of a scapegoat. This may not be in a big way, but in a very, very small way. I feel like the words manipulated by loved ones or by others comes in. Almost like gaslighting, just a little bit. All on a small scale, but enough where you're just like, what is going on here? He says, I want you to see these people and these situations for what they are. A lot of these people you're dealing with are very young emotionally and are never one to take responsibility when it has been their doing of something that hasn't worked out or their fault. He says, we want you to see the situation, the people within that context. He says, do not make this bigger than what it is. And you may not have the control to fix this or to change this. Some of you trusted somebody that you should not have trusted, he says, and you've come to realize, they weren't exactly as authentic as they made themselves out to be. So this may not be in a big scale. This might be on a small scale, do with a boss that you thought, liked you, and all of a sudden they've done an about face turn and happens to plotted you at work, or whatever this is. So he shows me the higher selves coming in with this heightened road. It's like you're being pulled up by your hands onto this heightened road by your higher selves. And within that, there is a reward. They're saying within this being the heightened road, this is a reward. So they show me that you will tread quite carefully on this heightened road as you walk forward. So from now on, you're going to be quite careful with your own direction. You're going to trust yourself more. You're going to rely on yourselves more, and you're going to trust your own intuitions as to which way to go, as to what to do, and trusting your own feeling to do with this. It's like you've learned a valuable lesson from what you couldn't change, they're saying, and this heightened road comes in, and you call the shots for yourself, so to speak. So I see a lot stronger you stepping onto that road, a lot more firmer, more grounded. Your feet are stronger, your legs are stronger. And I see you walking along the road more grounded. So that's good to see. And your higher self is leading you forwards. I'm going to thank Archangel Gabriel for coming in. And for the Archangel Haniel group. Bear with me while I connect for you. Thank you. So Haniel's reminding me that she's known as the Archangel of not just clairvoyance, but emotions. She's often around us when we are emotionally in need, feeling emotionally desperate or upset, or needing just to balance our own emotions out. She says often your intuitions are thrown out due to your emotions. So the third eye becomes unbalanced. So Haniel surrounds you in an emerald light. It's like you're being moved into the next passage. And into that next passage, you're going to be placed in, and these are her words, in some sort of small cocoon where there's going to be a lot of internal changes that are going to happen. You're going to make some decisions that will be quite bold to others. quite courageous, and you're going to decide who's going and who's staying in your life as well. And you're also going to decide what you're going to accept and what you're not going to accept. She shows me like a cocoon of self-understanding coming in, self-awareness. So these are the internal changes that are moving forward within you and for you. She says this is going to make you a more savvy business person. You will be able to spot things when you're doing business with others, be it on a personal scale, do with your homes, or be it do with your work, or whatever this is, do with on a personal level. She says you'll be able to spot when people are when people are not being as authentic as they could be. You'll be able to see it and feel it in their demeanor, and you'll know, no, I'm not going to go with you, but I'm going to go with you instead. So she says this is really going to sharpen your intuition and your BS radar. That comes from me, okay? That comes from me, BS. That BS radar, you'll be able to feel and see more easily. You know, who's doing what, who's pulling the wool over your eyes. You'll be like, nah, that's not happening. So she says, stay on your path, steady the path and stay on your path. She says, you are getting to where it is you need to be. And she shows me almost like a beautiful green grass that awaits you as you step forward. And it's full of manifestations, like fruits of your labor are there. And I'm seeing really bright emerald green healing grass that you stand on. And there's like a, as you step onto this. So she makes me feel there will be a clearing of the path behind you, of that needs to go will leave and go. So there needs to be an acceptance of an old version of you. She says this old version of you need to love her. You need to tell her that you supported her as best you could, and that you still love her and that you release her. She needs to feel your love and your acceptance, this old version of you. It's almost like she's looking at you, asking for your forgiveness over something within your life. So whatever this is to do with, be it from a long time ago, be it presently, there's a need for self-forgiveness. There is a need for accepting what you couldn't change and loving yourself just as you are and just as you were then, and saying that to the self, it's okay. You carried yourself as far as you could. So Haniel says, be in the allowing space. She says very, very soon you will find that you'll be making more space within your lives, within your auras, for more of what it is that you want to come forward. She says this is coming in. A lot of you have been in this cocoon as well for a while. Some of you are just entering that cocoon. And she says some of you are coming out of that cocoon. She shows me at different timelines, new manifestations coming in and coming forward towards you. It's like what you couldn't see before, you'll be able to see clearly now, and you'll go, I see that now. Wow, great, I can see this more clearly now. And you'll know what to do, which way to head, and how to handle what you need to handle as well. I'm going to thank Archangel Haniel for coming in. All right, well, many warm blessings, everyone. Let me know how this all lands for you in the comments. I'll see you again next week. Happy weekend.